So let me know, guys, what we have done in the last session. What we have done in the last session. So we spoke about the little guidelines about how to use the EC2 and their limitations. Then we understood what is CI and CD. Then we saw the introduction to the Jenkins, correct? And we were talking about some system requirements. And we saw the small story about its history. So that is what we were covering. Now today we'll start focusing on setting up Jenkins, guys. So absolutely we'll work on setting up Jenkins. So the first activity would be EC2 instance should be created, which is of Windows, which we already done. So we'll try to use that same instance. Second activity will be on that machine. We need to install the Java. Okay. So that is what we have to do. And third thing is we have to configure the Java. And fourth thing is install the Jenkins. So this is a flow on setting up the Jenkins, guys. So let me get into the AWS account. Yesterday there was no class for you guys. Okay, so I'm going into the AWS console and I'll say log back in. I am user, logging in. Sign in. So this is how. So go into the services and go to the compute. Go to the EC2. Then click on the instances and we'll use the which machine. So we'll use this machine 31B. Okay, EC2 Windows to create the inst. So this is already there. We'll just start that. Now, when I'm starting, I'll make sure that I want to increase this. So again, this is the one now. Since I want to take the class, I want to increase its capacity, guys. It's running on. Give me a minute. I want to change its instance type. If it is 1 GB, it will eat away a lot of our class time. So I'll say T2 medium. So I'll say T2. Where is T2? T2 medium I picked up. So I'm changing. I'm ready to pay the amount. So I changed it to the T2 medium, guys, instead of T2 micro. Because in the class, it will be little slow. So to have it better, I changed it to the T2 medium. I click on check this and say start the computer. So for you guys need not to be medium. So you can practice your subject on micro. So I'm waiting for the computer to come up. So we need to wait until it says 2x2 checks are done. So that means we need to keep focus here. What's the value? Sorry, here you need to keep focus. Okay. So it should say 2x2 checks are done. Okay, so I'm just wanna refresh and see. It is still initializing. So I'm just waiting for the machine to complete this initialization. It's still initializing, so we have to wait. There is no other way. So we need to wait until it says it is up. Okay, so we can see that it is 2 by 2 checks are passed. So that means we are good to go. So select the machine and pull out its IP address. We copied the IP address. Then get into the MobiX term session SSH. Put the IP address. Sorry, it is RDP now. So put the IP address, administrator, and I need to know the password. So what I will do, I'll go to the same place called connect RDP client, and I'll say get the password and load that private key. And I'll say decrypt the password. And this is a password. I'll copy this. I'll do one thing. I'll save the password somewhere around here. So I'll save it. Okay. Now, so that I'll not every day waste my time. So just quickly I can grab it here and put it. So I pasted my password and got in. T2 medium is chargeable. So I chosen that option only for the class case, because if I do the practice on micro, it will take time for sure. It will take time to do everything. Since we are in the class, I want to be a bit fast. So that's the reason it is chosen to be medium, which is chargeable. Okay, so you can see the medium is 4 GB of RAM. In the free version, you will get 1 GB of RAM, but in the medium, it is 4 GB of RAM. Now, first thing what I'll do is, so this part is done, guys. I got connected. So this is done. This activity is done. Next is I need to install the Java. So what I need to do, please write these steps. So to get the Java, go to this start without sync your data. Okay, now go to the google.com and type JDK. Okay, 11 or 1.8, whatever it is, guys. So currently the latest version you can try, because once upon a time we used to try with the 1.8. So you can also try. So if you can see here in the documentations, so system requirements. So this is talking about Linux, no? Okay, so we'll do one thing. So we'll go ahead and do it. Continue. So we'll say JDK 11 download. So this is a one. So JDK 11, guys. Now here, what you have to do is, now you have to tell me which version I should download, guys. I'm making a smaller screen. So please tell me which version of the Java I'm supposed to install here. So this is the latest copy, see 11.0.17. So I'm Linux. This is also Linux. Third is also Linux. Fourth is also Linux. So I need to choose Windows somewhere in the Windows. Yeah. In the Windows, you have two choices, guys. Windows 64 installer and Windows 64 compressed archive. So you can choose any one of them. But practically, this should be a good choice because once you download the file, if you click on it, it will install it. So I recommend you to go with this, which has 140.79 MB, guys. So I'll put the link in the notes so that you guys don't have confusion. So I'll write the steps here. So step one is download Java from below site. So this is what latest version we are copying. Okay. Step two, let's see. So I click on the lock button. Keep in mind, guys, whatever, do you see the lock button here? First of all, please confirm, do you see the lock button here? Do you see the clock, something like a lock? So if you see the lock button, it indicates that this download is not free. Okay. Some downloads from the Oracle, it will be free only. It will not have any lock. If there is no lock, it means that you can download and get it done directly. But if you see a lock, it indicates that there is some condition. So what is that condition? So let's see. Click on it and put a check mark and download. Okay. It routes to a page where you need to supply your Oracle credentials, guys. You need to supply Oracle credentials. If you do not have the Oracle account, so please go ahead and create it. Got it? So if you do not have the Oracle account, guys, please go ahead and create because it is free of cost only, like you just done for GitHub. So like Facebook or any Twitter or Instagram, just it's a free of cost. They just only take your biodata and they'll say Oracle account is done. So that is what you guys have to do. So once you created your account, come back here and supply your credentials. Okay, hold on. I forgot my password. So just let me check the credentials. Give me 2 minutes, guys. So I need to check in settings. Where did I save? Okay. So I got my password now. So it's done. So once you supply your ID and password, it will download this Java onto your computer. So what is our duty? So once the download is finished, what is our duty, guys? Tell me. So what is our duty after download? So click on open the file, go to the place where it has downloaded. We have to install, simple. So it has downloaded, you can see the file. So right click and install it. So let me update the notes here. So step two is, so we just install it after download. So it's all about like So it's all about like next, finish. That's it. You need to hit on next, finish buttons. So let's do it. So see, next. So it says it is successfully installed. So click close. Okay. So installation is done, guys. So that means this part is also done. Now the next part is to configure the Java. So this is super interesting. So we need to focus on configuring the Java. So that is our step number 3. So step number 3 is to configure Java. Now please write the steps how to configure the Java. So first of all, before you configure the Java, you need to know where the Java is installed. So go to the program files and see the Java folder and get into this folder and make a note of this path. You got it now what I'm talking? Everybody here? Anuja, Arun, Atif, Chamundeshwari, Divya. So you need to know it's a common case, any language, whether you install C, C++, Python, or any languages after you install, the common story is you have to configure it. Pakka. So we installed the Java, you cannot escape, you have to configure it. So how do you configure? Simple logic is go to the program files and navigate up to the Java folder and see what is its stuff. Okay. So copy that path. I copied it. Now go ahead and open the system environment variable information, guys. Sys, put a short word, sysenv. Or open up the run window. System configuration. Not here. Sys, or you can type a variables. Let me see. Yeah. So this is a far better option. So edit the system environment variables. So environment variables words you need to type. So you'll get this. So click on it and it will open. So your target is to reach to this place, guys. Environment variables. So what I'll do is I'll copy the screenshot and put it there. So open up the environment variables. So in this, your target is to make sure that you're on advanced tab and under the environment variables here, you need to click on it. So that is what you need to do. So I'm just putting this screenshots. Then go there, click on environment variables, and this is where you'll get. Again, what you need to do is, so you have to make sure that you have to focus on system variables here and then click on new button. Okay, so that is what you need to do. Right? Then I'll do the same thing under system variables. I'll click on the new, and this is how you need to configure. So here the variable name should be Java underscore home. So please copy this. It should be written in capitals, no small cases. It should be written in caps. I repeat, Java underscore home, and put the value. So here the value is nothing but the path what you copied here. So this is what you need to put it there. That's it. Whatever the version that you install, you need to put it there. So once you do it, then click on OK. That's the only thing you have to do. You have to click on OK. Got it now? So let's click on OK. Done. First activity is done. The next in the same place, you need to configure the path also. Path also you need to configure. Somewhere in this table itself, right? You'll find an option that says path. So generally scan from bottom. PATH, guys. This is the one. So once you see a path word here, See, please don't click on saying new or, oh, sorry, that's fine. You can click on new here and edit. Better is you put it edit. So I repeat once again, go to the path and click on edit here and you add a value here. What value you need to add? Okay. Or you can do like this also. So identify the path and click on new. And okay, this is confusing. You keep on adding one, not required. So do like this path, edit, new. Now, once you hit on the new, and you need to put a value here. So what value you need to put it here? The value should be like this. So once you open up the Java folder now, navigate up to the bin. You need to open up the bin and configure up to the bin, guys. So I repeat. So once you install the Java, go into the Java folder and you navigate up to the bin folder and copy till bin. Okay. Then come here and simply say and put that value here. That's it. Nothing else. Are we clear on this part? Are we clear on this part, guys? Please confirm. This is one more thing you need to know. Very important. Because unless you configure this perfectly, so things are not going to work. Okay. So this is, I added the path also up to the bin. Then once it is done, click OK, click OK, click OK and come out. And you need to verify whether configurations went in correct or not. So to verify that, you have to open up CMD and just type Java-version. You should get a response like this. Understood? So Java-version. So when you type this, you should expect a response like this. If you're not getting an response like this, it is an indication that you have done some step incorrect. One of the steps could be incorrect. So this is an verification process. Next thing is we have to focus on. Next step number 4 is verify. So how do you do it? So this is a step. You go into the run window and just type, open up the CMD window and just type Java-version. So this is an expected output. So once this is over, now we are good to go with what is this confirms that Java is perfect. Java is installed and configured. So our next step is to go ahead and focus on installation of Jenkins. I repeat once again, guys. So after you download the Java, you have to install it. After installation, you have to configure it. So configurations, there are two things, Java_home you need to configure and path you need to configure. So once both are done, you have to verify. If all three are good, see basically verification will tell you whether you've done correctly or not. If verification is good, then only proceed with Jenkins installation. Otherwise, if you are experimenting the things on Jenkins, it will not work. It's a time waste activity. Okay, so I assume that the things are good. Then let's go with the Jenkins. So officially open up the Jenkins website now. Go to the google.com and just say Jenkins. So this is here Jenkins. Click on the Jenkins site. So this is an official site, guys. Got it? So this is an official site of Jenkins. The steps are further here. Yeah. Okay, so these carry the steps per Linux, but basically let's see the write the notes here. Okay, the next step is open site of Jenkins. So this is a site, guys. Jenkins.io.com. Simple. It is not complex. Jenkins.io.com only. So click here on the downloads button. You officially see the downloads. And once you come to this page, guys, you will have two varieties here. So one is a stable version and other one is a regular version. So something like a tabular like this, guys. So left hand side is called LDS, right hand side is called latest. I don't recommend you guys to try right hand side stuff. So don't use this. No, you have to go with LTS version. LTS full form is long term stable. So in this copy, you will not have any box. But in this copy, right hand side, there are chances that there can be box in the code. So technically, I recommend you to go with LTS only. Even in real time, we go with LTS only. So in the LTS, you have a lot of choices here. Correct? You can pick any file and get it done. But basically, since we are trying on Windows, you can go with Windows or you can go with WAR file. So personally, I recommend you to go with WAR file. There is some reason for it. So WAR file helps you to launch the Jenkins on any port number quickly, guys. So that advantage you'll have, and that is easy also. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll click on this and I'll download. So it is downloading the Jenkins now. So once the download is finished, so click on this folder and right click. Will you say install, guys? I'm not getting in this install button here. What to do? So the simple technique is, as you install the Jenkins, I also recommend you to install the Git also. So that is what you need to do now. There is a benefit for it. I'll show you what is that. So go to the google.com and again say Git. Officially open up the Git site and try to install the Git on this machine. So download for Windows 64-bit. Install the Git, guys. That is the only thing you need to do. So I'll change the step here. So install the Git. So once that is over, then you have to proceed with install of Jenkins. So it is downloaded. So now I'll choose, okay, still it is going on hold. What happened? Okay, Git is downloaded. I'll say right click and install. Next, 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 next. So you need to wait at a screenshot that says path environment. Na? So yeah, in this screenshot, you have to be careful. So adjusting your path environment, I recommend you to select with the first option. Use Git from Git Bash only. Then click on next, 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 next. Everything is next, 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 finish only. Okay, now you can see on the screen, it says completing the Git setup wizard. Yeah, click on the finish. We are done. Okay. Now what you need to do is go to the same place where you see the Jenkins now. I recommend you to transfer this to the C drive for your better management. Okay. To manage it better. So I'll cut this and go to my C drive. This is your will and wish, guys. You want to manage it effectively. So I'm just creating here Jenkins folder and I'll put that file here. Is that easy, guys? I don't want to be putting that in downloads. I just transfer that file onto the C drive in a folder. Am I clear? Ekta, Nayak, Kavya, Sravya, Maninder. So confirm so that I'll never know whether you guys are with me or you're coming in a different boat or we're traveling in the same boat or not. Okay, so I kept in the C drive, Jenkins file. Now here just right click and say open the git bash here. That is what you need to do. Say git bash here. Now this will open up the git bash window. And here you need to type a command called, please make a note, Java space -jar. Okay, jar. Then type jenkins.war. That's it. As simple as it is. So the command looks like this. So once you okay, next step. Then so command to start the Jenkins is this. So what was a command? So Java -jar Jenkins.war. That's it. Nothing complex here. So some students, what they do mistake is they also copy the hash. So you're not supposed to copy the hash in the notes. If there is a hash, it indicates that that's a command. So that means you guys have to copy from here. So Java -jar Jenkins.war. So once you type it, just press enter. Okay. So if it is not installed, it will install. If it is already installed, it will start the Jenkins. That's it. Now, when it is starting the things, you need to keep an eye on what is happening. Okay. So let me increase its font size. Text. Let me change the text size, guys. Q1. Okay, somewhat 9, I'm making it 12. Okay, I made it 12. So I just fired the command here. It started something. And at some point, you'll get 3 stars, 3-star lines. And after that, you need to keep an eye. So you'll get some password here, guys. So that is what you need to copy. And alternatively, this password, whatever you get it, first time when you start the Jenkins, you'll get this password. You need to copy this. And by the chance, if you're not able to copy from here, the same password is available at this place. Okay. It is telling you C drive users administrator.jenkins secrets. Go there, you'll have. What I'll do is I'll copy from here and put it in a notepad here. On the mission only, I'm just for time being. This is one-time visibility, guys. Okay, one-time visibility. So I got my password. Now, next thing is you need to open up the browser and type the IP. How you open up the Jenkins? That is interesting. Okay. So here you need to type something called IP address of the machine and put colon number and put the port number if it is a real time. Clear? So I repeat once again, in a real time, you need to put the IP address colon port number. IP address of the machine where the Jenkins is started, colon and port number. The default port number of the Jenkins is 8080. Okay. Since you are doing on the same machine, I can say local host also. So local host colon 8080. Instead, you can also put the IP address of the machine. So I just chosen local host colon 8080. Why I'm typing 8080? The reason is by default, Jenkins starts on a port number 8080. So you can also start the Jenkins on a different port number. So that we are going to try in the future classes, maybe Monday or a Tuesday. But at this point of time, for next 2 classes, we'll use on 8080 and press enter. So it starts spinning. See, this is the first screen. So it says unlock the Jenkins. So this is the place where you need to put that password, guys. You got it? So this is the place where you need to put the password. Whatever you copied. So this is the one which we copied now. So I kept it in Notepad. So just put that here and click on continue. The next screenshot is important. It is asking you, this is interesting because I told you, right? Jenkins is entirely, it's all about plugins concept, right? Everything is plugins oriented. So it is asking you want to install the suggested plugins, and next one is select the plugins to install. First option should be selected if you are new to the Jenkins. Okay. If you are new to the Jenkins, you go with first option. Reason? It installs the Jenkins with some default plugins or popular plugins that help you to operate the Jenkins at a minimum level. Now you need to go with a second option under condition when you are very experienced with the Jenkins and you know what you're doing, what plugins are required. So second one is the most preferable for experienced people who know in and out of Jenkins. Got it? They know what plugin are required, what is not required. But since you guys are practicing the subject, I recommend you to go with the first one so that you'll get minimum plugins required to practice and go ahead with your Jenkins. Okay. So I want you guys to try this option. So I'll highlight this. So this is what you need to select. Okay. So I'm doing the same thing. I'll select the install suggested plugins. Now, once you say select suggested plugins to install, so you get on the screen a lot of plugins now, and which is working on installation. Which is working on installation. Now, the interesting part is while installing the plugins, you need to keep an eye on the plugins here. The reason is you'll get some green check marks indicates that plugin got installed successfully. You'll get some red X upon the so and so plugin because whatever you see on the screen, all are plugins only there. You have folders plugin, timestamper, pipeline, Git, LDAP. So each plugin is used for some particular purpose here. So you need to keep an eye if everything is going positive. If you feel that most of them are green check marks, then you should be happy. Okay, if all are green, more happy. That means well and good. Here and there, you'll find some red crosses. That's okay. Even if it is not working here, after you get into the Jenkins, also you can do it. Got it now? Now, what if most of, okay. So what if you get the most of the green, red X marks, red X, you'll have a red color X mark into kind of. If that is the case, simply stop the installation and shut down this machine and restart and redo it. The red X mostly will get because of network problem. If the network is not great, even a fraction of a second, if the internet drops, then or if the packets are, or simply in simple words is if the network is not stable, you'll get red X. So our focus should be most of them should be green or all should be green. So username Anuja, you have to find it here. See, you need to go into the that connections tab, that connect button, second one RDP, then you have the username here, administrator. And it does the installation, guys. Now, a couple of quick questions while it does the installation. So let me put it the words here. Okay, these are all quick points. So what is the default port number of Jenkins? 8080. Okay. So default port number of Jenkins is 8080. Can we change the default port number? Can we start the Jenkins on non-default port number? That is nothing but I want to use other than 8080. What will be your answer? So the answer is yes, we can do that. So we'll see that in next class, not now. Okay. And how do you access the Jenkins? How do you access the Jenkins, guys? Simple. Open up the browser. What do you need to do? Open the browser and just open up the browser, guys. Right? We need to put IP address of the server where this is hosted, and then put the port number. The port number, how we are hosted. So in our example, we are using the same machine on the same server. That's the reason I said localhost colon 8080. If it is in a real time, if the server is located on a different place and you're trying to access from it and get it done, you can do it. So that is how IP address of the server colon port number. In our example, we just tried localhost colon 8080. Okay, now come back to the screen. Now, once if all the plugins are installed, it will automatically go to the next screen, guys. So next screen here, it will allow you to create the first user account, or I can say a user account. So whatever the first user account that you're going to create here is considered as an admin. That means that ID, whatever you're going to create here, it carries full power. Okay, I'm going ahead and creating. You can give any name of your choice. So I'll say Jenkins _ admin. Password. You choose some password and give it. And confirm some password. And full name. So this is. And it is asking the email address. You can give the email address. Now one logic is some of the students might have doubt. So I gave some email address here now. Should I give a correct one or incorrect? Always give the right one. Okay. First of all, give the right information there. In a real time, you'll supply your company email address. Now, second question is, am I going to get any mail from Jenkins saying that please activate your account? Are you expecting that? Are you expecting that Jenkins will drop an email to that email ID what you provided and ask you to click on it to activate? So the answer is no. So Jenkins is not going to drop any email to you for validation. So it is purely your responsibility to make sure that you provide the correct information here and proceed. Click on save and continue. So let me copy it. Okay. So what do you guys have to do? So you need to choose this option, save and continue. Now, once you click on save and continue, see what happens. So it gives you some instance configuration information. So this link is what you need to share it to your team. So that's okay. And then click on save and finish. That's it. And it says Jenkins is start using Jenkins. Done. It's ready. And you logged into the Jenkins. Got it now? It's automatically logged into the Jenkins. Okay. Now, first thing is after you log in, so don't be in hurry in exploring all these things, not required or no need to be clicking on everything and do. Because after the installation has been finished, second thing is we need to verify whether installation is installed properly or not. Okay. So quickly do a logout. Okay, logout and close this and open up the browser once again You got it? So open up the browser once again and say localhost. Again, put that col symbol and 8080 and press enter. Now it should ask you the login ID, guys. So if it is asking the login ID, what does it indicate? The installation has been successful. Am I correct? Have you understood, guys, what I'm talking? So after you log in, go ahead and do a logout wantedly and open up the browser once again and put that localhost colon 8080 and it will wait for you to enter the ID. So you're supposed to enter the ID here and put the password and then click on sign in. That's it. So if you're able to log in perfectly, then installation is absolutely right. And sometimes what happens is if you do a logout and if you try to put this local host colon 8080, again it will start showing that enter your password. Okay, it will ask you to go through the same wizard of what you say plugins. Again, same story. So if that means installation has been not great. Clear? And one more point to be noted. Second point to be noted is, so you need to keep once you log in. So let's say you need to keep this window open up as long as you keep on using the Jenkins, guys. So this window, whatever you see, where we fired our java-jar jenkins.war file now. So this one. So you need to keep this open as long as you keep on using the Jenkins. Okay. By mistake, if you close this window, or let's say you stopped this, the Jenkins will not work. So how to stop this? You have to use a control command called Control C. Control C, guys. Okay, it stopped. Okay. Control C, it will stop, kill that process. And you go back to the Jenkins and say, please refresh, it will not work. So that is what, keep in mind when you're working with the Jenkins, you need to make sure that wherever you fired this java-jar, so that window is you need to keep that window active. And this is where it starts track your Jenkins, guys. And third point to be noted is one more interesting point is here, one more. So Jenkins is also operates on some web server, on Dash web server. So what is a Dash or what is that web server? On a web server called, what is that? Any guess here? So tell me some famous web servers that you are aware from your knowledge. Apache, Tomcat. Okay. Any more? Any more guys? Tomcat is one. Nice. I want to know the names from you. So you can see here it says Jetty. So keep in mind that Jenkins operates on a web server called Jetty. So any application requires any web hosted. I mean to say any application which runs on browser definitely requires some web server. So behind the scenes, some web server is running. So here Jenkins uses some web server called as Jetty. So Jetty is internally developed by these guys only, Kawaguchi and his team. So they developed some web server called as Jetty. So Jenkins is capable of operating on Tomcat also. Jenkins also works on different kinds of what you can have. Let's say different web servers across we have. But here Jenkins carries its own web server called as Jetty. So by default, Jenkins operates on Jetty. Are we clear on this point? Nginx is also one web server, come load balancer. Tomcat is a web server, right? So WebLogic is also web server. So likewise, different web servers are there. So likewise, this is one of them. Jetty. However, Jetty is internal, or you can say it is specifically designed or created for the use of Jenkins only by this team. Okay, so that's all about the installation, guys. Got it? So we'll stop it here for the day. And let me go ahead and copy paste that into the notes. So your duty is to, what is your duty, guys? So what is your duty? Tell me, what is your duty, guys? Yes. So you guys have to install it today. Get it done. Because I'm using little high-end machine, the things have been fast for me. But since you guys have to practice on free one, so it will take little longer time than me. So I just finished off this activity in half an hour now. But for you guys, it may take 1 hour. Because you'll be working with the 1 GB RAM, free one. And if you're ready to pay some money to the, let's say, AWS guys, then please increase the instance like me and work with it. So what is our session number? What is our session number, guys? Quickly. 25. Okay, nice. So dated 27th Jan 2023. Okay, so when is our batch has to be completed? So estimated date of closure. We started on 23rd December, no? So yeah, it is not 23rd Feb because there were some holidays. So we are expecting 7 days. 5 days were holidays, no? We were expecting this roughly by 2nd or 3rd March. We are planning to finish off the course. So I don't know about the cost, Arjun. So there is a table given by the AWS guys. So you need to check that table. So generally we're not worried about the cost. So to my experience, I can tell that T2, if you're using for 1 hour, roughly you'll get a bill of around 10 rupees. Roughly 10 rupees only, not a big number. Roughly you can say 10 or 20 rupees. That's it. Not more than that. Per hour I'm talking. Okay. So that's all for the day, guys. And those who want to interact with me, and let's say, as I told, I keep on talking to the students one after the other. So those who want to talk to me, or if you have any concern, so you guys have my WhatsApp and email, so you can quickly approach me and I'll schedule a call and talk to you. Okay. Chalo. See you guys. Bye bye and catch you tomorrow as usual, guys. Tomorrow is Saturday now. We have the class as usual. Chalo. See you. Bye bye.